Your body doesn't heal in 24 hours, so is Nuvia rushing the process? As you know, Nuvia gives you your final permanent teeth in 24 hours. And of course, your body does not heal in 24 hours. So what makes it different from the traditional process or the old way of doing things? Nuvia's new way of doing things actually helps the healing process along. The reality of it is, back in the early 2000s, when the immediate load process was first introduced, and by immediate load process, I mean giving you a set of teeth either the day or day after you have your surgery, that was incredibly controversial. Back in the early 2000s, that was the new way of doing things. 20 years later, there is definitely room for improvement. Whereas in the old way, you would get a set of acrylic or temporary material teeth that get screwed right onto the implants. Now, Nuvia is offering the final permanent teeth. And what makes these teeth final and permanent? It's that titanium substructure. These teeth are basically indestructible. And during the 4 to 6 month period right after your implants get placed, your body's undergoing a really cool process. Osseointegration is happening. So those implants are in the bone, and your body is creating new bone that grows into the porous titanium of those implants and locking them in. What do you think the best way for those implants to integrate is? With a set of teeth hanging on them that has some microflexure to it, or with a rigid splint that's going to keep those implants perfectly in place and still so that your body can create new bone? Old way, new way. You know, the data speaks for itself. The old way has a really nice success rate. Placing a temporary set of teeth and then getting your finals like 6-8 months later, that has between a 94 to 98% success rate, which is great. Happy to report that between the years of 2022 and 2024, our dental implant failure rate at Nuvia was 0.87%. That is over a 99% success rate. So, does the 24-hour process mean that you're cutting corners? Not at all. Well, perhaps if you are attempting to do it outside of Nuvia's advanced technology and ironclad process. I had a great portion of my training in the old way of doing these prosthetics with that temporary first and then the final. And from my experience, the forces that you apply during that healing period can cause breakage in that kind of flimsy temporary. It can cause breakage of the teeth themselves, not just of the whole prosthetic. And I'm happy to report that through my time here with Nuvia, it's really not something I've seen much of at all. According to our data, less than 0.2% of any prosthetic that we've made has experienced any kind of fracture or breakage. In fact, I would probably make the argument that doing things the old way, where you have to get a temporary and then several months later get your final teeth, versus the new way, where you can have your permanent teeth in just 24 hours, actually puts you at higher risk for complications. So let's look at the last question here. How much do full mouth dental implants cost? Glad you asked. You can check out the cost guide in the description for that information and so much more. Until next time, stay healthy, stay smiling.